You're listening to Silicon Edge's Spotlight Interview Series. Now, here's your host, James Santagata.
And now let's explore some frames together. Simply put, a frame is how we view or interpret and structure our reality or the experience of an event. So a frame may be created by us, but in many, if not most cases, the frame has been poured into our little mush brains or little pumpkin heads when we were little, or it's been imposed upon us through institutions such as religions and such, social clubs, as well as through social shaming. Frames may also be both internal, right? We hold it internally to structure our own internal events or experience, or it's external, right? So internally, how we structure the experience or event. Externally, how others are structuring an experience or event, or including how they structure and evaluate us. So what would be some framing examples? Well, countless framing examples. The frame is similar to if I gave you a camera, or 5 people had their smartphone cameras in the same conference room, and I asked you to take a picture of the clock. Most likely each person would frame that composition, that photo, uniquely. Some would take it straight on, some would take it at an angle, some would take it lower, some would take it at maybe rotating the camera. All of those would be legitimate pictures of that clock, but they would come in at a different frame, the way it was composed. But here's an example. You're on your way back, you're on your way to work. When you get to the elevator car, you're about to step in, but the person inside quickly pushes the closed door buttons, the close button on the doors, and bam, you can't get in. So one frame, let's call this frame number 1, would see that person in the elevator is either unaware of the situation, or another frame may be they're just a selfish jackass. Another frame, or even a reframe of that first one, could be that the person was urgently late for work, and maybe you feel pity, or maybe you hope they actually make it on time. So there is no right answer to that framing, but it's a way that we're able to look at it. Now let's look at some of the framing decisions, right? There's numerous decisions or choices of how things can be framed. You can look at this whole abortion idea, right? Pro-choice or anti-abortion, or even pro-life. Terrorist or freedom fighter. Homeless or hobo. Downtrodden or lazy. Talented or lucky. Victim or complainer. Prudent or greedy. Proud or vain. Confident or arrogant. Crazy or eccentric. And crazy and eccentric are very interesting because they sit on the same continuum at 2 different sides. But at some point, crazy becomes eccentric. And that basically is mediated or defined by the size of your bank account. Right? So at some level, you're doing great just because you've got a good bank account. Now, from frames, we also have the concept of reframes. So let's delve into this a little deeper as well. Reframing is the ability or act to consider structuring the experience or event differently than we initially framed it, right? You can see it from multiple perspectives. So quick reframe. You've got a dreadful fear of public speaking. You may want to reframe that fear as an opportunity to improve or gain an important new skill, right? That's a very positive reframe. Reframe 2, something with some domestic issues at home. Maybe a big fight with the spouse or girlfriend. The next day you give her flowers, and very often she'll challenge you. Hey, you only got these to calm me down. You only got these because you were in trouble. The answer to that is the reframe, no. I got you these because I love you. So just with frames, reframes also can be both internal and external. So internal again, in this case, how we restructure an experience or event. External, how others restructure an experience or event, including how they structure and evaluate us.
Thanks for listening. This program has been a presentation of Silicon Edge. Silicon Edge is personalized innovation for your competitive edge. Innovate, communicate, transform. Only at silicon-edge.com.